What is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to the Upper 90 YouTube soccer channel. We need to do a recap with Chelsea versus Manchester United, so stick around as we dive deeper into this. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Mike, huge fan of the sport and obviously fan of Chelsea, if you didn't know that. If you are new to this channel, make sure to like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Now in today's video, like I said, we need to go over what happened with Chelsea this past weekend against Manchester United. Now if you saw in the news, obviously United have a new manager coming in, Ralph, who I think is going to be a pretty good manager, but before that, Michael Carrick was the manager that we faced this past weekend, which going into this match, as a Chelsea fan, I thought for sure this was going to be one of those matches that we should easily win. But lo and behold, again and again, every time we play Manchester United, it is always a struggle. It doesn't matter who is managing this club. Chelsea seem to always have a hard battle against Manchester United, which again we saw this weekend. Now, like I said, going into this match though, there were a few other key issues that were a big problem for Chelsea. One of them being injuries. Now, with that being said, Ben Chilwell, we're not too sure what's going on with him yet recovery-wise. He may be out for the full season, maybe out for 6 weeks. We don't know yet, but he had a huge impact on this club and how he was performing, because without him, we looked very lackluster to say the least on that left side. Now, not taking anything away from Marcos Alonso. He's a great player. He's done well at Chelsea. But it's a different type of player than Ben Chilwell. Now, why I say that is because Ben Chilwell is very, how I want to say, it's tactical, very mindful in knowing what he's doing when he's running forward and getting into that attacking third. Whereas sometimes it feels like Marcos Alonso is just making runs to make runs. And the other issue is that Marcos Alonso is very one-footed player. He always has to have the ball on his left foot, whereas Ben Chilwell, we've seen him use both feet, and I think sometimes that hampers Alonso as well. Now, in this match, I think Alonso could have played better. He obviously could have played worse, which he did not do, but overall, I think he did a fair amount. Nothing really that stood out, but again, Ben Chilwell's been up here, Marcos Alonso is probably down here, and because of that, that took off some of the threat for the defense for Manchester United, because when Chilwell and Reece James are running on all cylinders, they are tacking out on the wings, which puts a lot more pressure on the opposing teams on their defense. And because he wasn't there, I want to say that gave a little bit more cushion for Manchester United. Now, they did come out very defensively. I think Carrick made a very smart decision on that with his tactics. I think he got them right today, or yesterday, I should say, which is very surprising because only having a few matches under his belt, he looked pretty good to say the least. Now again, we know he's not going to be the manager after this past game, but overall, I think he did fairly good for Manchester United. Maybe there is a future for him, maybe not at United, but at other clubs to maybe start managing and getting that repertoire and getting back to maybe managing Manchester United. But I regress, we need to talk more about Chelsea because this is a Chelsea YouTube channel. Now, with that being said, we also had injuries in the midfield. Ruben Loftus-Cheek got the start with Jorginho. Kante and Kovacic obviously still out, which I think made a huge difference as well, because if Kovacic is in that midfield, I think we win this game very easily. Kovacic has the capability of breaking down defenses. Not that Ruben Loftus-Cheek cannot do that, but being his first starting match for the Premier League this season, I think he looked a little out of position to say the least and didn't seem like the player he usually is when he comes off the bench. Now, I'm not too sure if there was something going on with him or just the way things were going in this match, but didn't seem like they were going his way. That being said, there were also other players that weren't having things go their way. Hudson-Odoi and Timo Werner.
Did Timo Werner score today?
Now, those players themselves, like I said, should have done better. Hudson-Odoi maybe should have scored. I think De Gea had a great save. Timo Werner, again, one of those headache-type players where you really wish he would score those goals, but again, he's making those runs that give the opportunity where I'm not sure if other players make those runs, but again, if he would just score half those chances, he would have so many more goals in the Premier League and be such an elite player, but I'm not sure what's not clicking for this player right now. It's frustrating, but at the same time, Hopefully he can figure this out. Thomas Tuchel can still get the best out of Timo Werner, because if he can, that would be very lethal. Now, along with Timo Werner, Romelu Lukaku didn't get to play a whole lot in this game, which again was probably iffy to say the least, but I think Thomas Tuchel didn't want to rush Romelu Lukaku back onto the pitch too early. I think we're just trying to get him slowly back in, because if he picks up another injury in his sideline for multiple weeks, that is huge for this club. Now, I know a lot of players thinking that, hey, we're doing fine without Romelu Lukaku, but think about if Romelu Lukaku is up there, how much better we could be doing, because right now we're here, we could go up to another gear or another level with Romelu Lukaku up there, getting services from, say, Reece James or someone else in the midfield, because Romelu Lukaku is very strong in the box, can hold off defenders, and can score pretty much out of nothing, which again is what Chelsea's been lacking these last couple of matches. Now, along those lines, we need to talk about Thomas Tuchel, which I know a lot of people are going to give him a hard time on this match, but I don't think Thomas Tuchel really did a whole lot wrong here. And bear with me while I say this, because I know some people are going to be up in arms about this because they drew against Manchester United. But looking at our chances that we had in this match, Chelsea scored right off the bat in the early parts of this game. This game is a whole different story, and Thomas Tuchel cannot do anything different about that. If players can't find the back of the net, that really isn't his fault, because again, he's getting those players in the right position to have the chance to score. And if they're not capitalizing on those chances, it definitely makes a difference in the game. But I'm not going to take anything away from Thomas Tuchel with his tactics. I think he did fairly well again this game. I know some people may argue with his substitutions, but overall, I think he did a fairly good job in this game. Now, the last part we need to talk about are the goals, which, yikes, I'm not too sure what was going on with Jorginho in that chance that Manchester United ended up scoring on. The ball got cleared out of the box, Jorginho being the last player back and just having a terrible touch. It looked like he played for some type of rather Sunday league, and Jadon Sancho made a huge commitment to get that ball, and boy did it pay off, because he was able to go down. Rashford was on the left side of him, but he ended up going solo and scoring the goal, his first of the season in the Premier League. So again, can't really say anything bad besides Jorginho maybe should have cleared the ball, done something different obviously than what he did, but lo and behold, he did make up for it later on, scoring a penalty kick, which we're known for Jorginho to be pretty Mr. Accurate when it comes to PKs for Chelsea. Not so much Italy as of right now, but for Chelsea, he did find the back net, hop, skip, and a jump, and therefore we did tie this game 1-1, though we did have an opportunity at the end of this match with Rudiger. He should have scored this goal. I'm so surprised that with his capability that he didn't take a touch. If he takes a touch, there's so much time at that point. Takes a touch, brings it down, and then shoots it. I think we win this game 2-1. And this is a whole, again, different conversation about Thomas Tuchel's tactics, how Chelsea have been looking so good. Lo and behold, though, he tries to take it off a volley, skies it over the bar, and as we know, the game ends 1-1. Chelsea drop points to United again. The good takeaway from this, though, is Chelsea are still top of the table, but Manchester City are right there. They are just nipping at their heels. And again, we really can't lose too many more games or give up a lot of points and draw games, because the way Manchester City have been playing, they are looking so good that I'm not too sure really any teams are going to take any points away from them, minus maybe Chelsea, Liverpool, United, and I'd hate to say it, but maybe Tottenham with Conte at the manager position there. But again, I don't see them losing too many matches. I know we have a lot of games coming up in December and January, and again, some players will be gone for the African Cup, which again may hinder some teams, especially Chelsea with Mendy, but we will see what happens. So that is all I have for you today on my take for the Chelsea versus United game. I thought it was a very good game. Again, Chelsea had so many opportunities to put this game away. They were not able to. Thomas Tuchel, I know people are going to harp on him saying his tactics were off that game, but overall, I think he did a good job. Again, players find the back of the net, whole different game here. So that is all I have for you today. Again, if you are new to this channel, make sure to like and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. And that is it, and I will see you next time.